good evening. Hello, welcome to this week's Fiberific Live Craft and Chat, where we craft and chat live. It's been a crazy, amazing, overwhelming, awesome week. There we go. It's been insane. It's been absolutely insane. So first things first, Kerry was the first commenter off the rank today. She has a day off work, so she gets to stay for the whole stream, which is awesome. Snuggled up in bed after a late night of road cycling viewing. Are you doing, oh my gosh, my brain's totally blanked on it. It's not Cirque du Soleil, it's Tour de Fleece. Tour de Fleece. Are you doing Tour de Fleece? Kerry is here. Leanne is here. Knit Spin Girls is here. Kelly Pole is in the house with her wrench. Bianca has made it. So is Gabby, Gamer Widows. Everyone's rocking on in. It's great to see you all. Thank you for joining in. I was like, I lost track of time this morning because I'm like looking at buying a new fridge because our outside fridge died some time ago. And it's becoming an issue that we don't have spare freezer space. So we've got like a fridge freezer in our kitchen, but the freezer section's fairly small. So once you fill it with, you know, ingredients, there's not much room for freezer reheats and the like. And so my husband this morning was like, oh, I know that you're going out for tea tonight, but what am I supposed to have? And I'm like, you can make something. There's plenty of things to make. And he's like, yeah, I suppose I'm just used to having a freezer reheat when you're not here. So I was just like, oh man, okay, we really need to start researching and looking into getting this second freezer back up and running. And so yeah, so I'm looking at that, but we don't need anything huge. Like I do need a fridge out there because that's where Tim likes to put his, you know, beverages. So I do need a fridge, but I definitely need more freezer space than fridge space, but you never get that. So yeah, just like, man, what do I do? Anyway, what else happened? Abby is loving her time away. She's had some skiing days. She's in working days. She's making friends. It's so good to see. I'm much more betterer within myself this week than I was last week. So thank you very much for your grace last week when I had to pull myself back together. She seems to be enjoying things more, although she is also missing the fact that Mum used to cook every meal, and has to now decide her own meals, which is kind of funny. So it's been a morning for that. She actually sent a meme to me this morning that was like along the lines of, you know, there's this what are they called? The yellow things. I can't think of it. Anyway, it's a cartoon character. And it's just sort of kicking back with a dreamy look on its face, remembering the times when Mum chose all my meals. So, yeah, it's kind of funny. It's been a morning for it. But Minions, that's what it is. It was Minions. Thank you, Kelly. Like yellow cartoons. Yeah. I'm just going to turn this heater off. There we go. Sorry, I realized it was still on, and it was loud for me, so I figured it must be loud for you. Great Abby is being a grown-up, but also having fun. She seems to be having a good time, which I'm really happy about, because that's kind of the point. She's like earning less per hour than she was when she was working at Woolies, only marginally less, and she has to pay rent, which she doesn't pay here. So it's all about the skiing and the having the funs and all, having the fun, not the funds, having the fun. So that's what it's all about going down there. So she's enjoying it. She's enjoying it. So yesterday, you remember last week, those of you that were here last week, we were talking about doing the Jethro sweater. Okay. Yeah, we are about to do some, sorry, I just got a message that just kind of blew my thinking. Last week, we decided to work on the Jethro cowl together. So if you guys don't know what that is, I'm just going to jump over to Ravelry, see if I can screen share the Jethro cowl. I didn't quite plan that. I didn't quite plan it. I mean, I can screen share pretty cruisy. I've just got to actually, you know, open the screen of the screen share I want to do. Screen share. There we go. Oops, we'll just close that down. There we go. So that's our screen share. Oh, my little head is squashed. Come here, little head in a circle. There we go. Less bumping on the top. All right. So this is the Jethro. I'm cardigan, sweater, whatever. And we realized last week that while I had some very pretty colors to work it in, I didn't have enough. I only had the 4 colors. So we didn't have enough. And the pattern, I actually still haven't sat down and worked it out, but someone very clever in the group let me know that the pattern requires 6 colors. And so I actually ordered some extra yarns for the project. Now I've got way more yarn than I need. I'm going to put it out there because I was able to get a good deal on these, but in 10 packs. The only one I really need a 10 pack of is the main color. But yeah, anyway, I have lots of Clean Midlands now, and I'm very happy, let me tell you. So yeah, so I'm going to be making this sweater. Now I have started a conversation over on the Fibrific Discord called Jethro. It's got a little blue top next to it. If you want to jump in and join us for this make along, go over there, pop your name in, say hi. If you're having problems joining the Discord, please let us know over in the Facebook group. I will be running this on the Discord. Okay, so I know that some of you don't like Discord. I understand that, but that's where I'm going to be running it. All right. We that's not to say you can't share your photos in the Facebook group. That's fine, but I'll be sharing mine on Discord. So because we can curate it a bit easier, and that's one of the things. Anyway, I bought yarn for this, but you can totally, probably other than the main color, depending on your stash, you can totally scrap it. Like you can make it out of scraps, like plenty of people have. One of the things that I really like the look of is one of the projects here, if I can get it to change. There's one that's added some stripes to the sleeves. See how this one's added the stripes at the top of the sleeve? There's one that's added the stripes at the bottom of the sleeves. Where is it? There it is. That one there. And how they've just added like a little edge of, you know, one color around their cuffs and around their edging. I really love those little details. So whoever did this one, who did this one? I don't know. This one here, it's probably got their name written on it somewhere. I absolutely love this one with just a little extra detail. So the colors on the bottom of the cuff, I don't see the point in putting them right up next to the squares. So having that big bunch of gray and then the colors, because I've got gray. Well, it's kind of like an oatmeal-y gray, but it's a grayish color. So that's kind of where I'm going, except with slightly more muted colors. I'm not going the beautiful bright yellows and greens. I'm going for some more muted colors. So let us. There we go. These are my colors. Oops, there's some junk there. So these are the colors that I have. Now, obviously, I probably have one too many colors, and I don't know which one to get rid of because I like them all, is the problem. I do like them all. So I don't know which one I would get rid of. And do I really need to get rid of any? Can I not just adjust up the squares a little bit so that maybe I'm meddling through 6 colors instead of 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Because each square has only got 4 colors anyway, so there's always going to be, anyway, I think I could totally have all of the colors. What do you guys think? And that's this what is the gray called? I can't remember what the gray is called, but the gray is what is going to be my main color. So the rest are going to be the squares. So I've got all of my yarn. I'm ready to go. I have this stack because I have 10 packs of all of these colors, except for this one, which is the Coastal Bluff, which I have handed over a couple of balls to a friend because I really don't need 10 and she needed 2 for a project. So, and it's just so soft and squishy. I can't actually wait because I want to wear this. So we're casting this on my birthday, which is the 20th of August. So, well, that's when I'll be casting it on. You guys can cast on whenever you want, but the make along with me casting on starts on August the 20th. It's after the retreat. I will have put my feet up a little bit. I would have caught up with work, and yeah, that's when I'm going to cast this on. But I had a question for those of you that are going to be joining us, and I'll put this in the Discord as well. Are we allowed to swatch early? So that's a question, because I've never run a make along before. Are we allowed to start our swatching? Because honestly, I keep patting the yarn, and I would like to know the answer to that question. Yeah, Kerry, that's kind of what I was going for. So like these two are the color pops, and the rest are sort of just, you know, they work together, and then we've got the two color pops, and then we've got the gray. That's kind of what I was going for. I was thinking of one color, like, because I had that one, so I was thinking of one color pop, but I wanted something to pop out a bit brighter, so that's why we went with the golden tip to add that in as the extra color pop there. This is a bit bluier. I mean, not much bluier. It is definitely a gray blue, but it's a little bluer than maybe what the camera is giving us. So that's probably, here we go. Let's go to the other camera. That's probably a bit more correct. And this is a little slightly darker teal. So, but yeah, that's kind of the goal. A couple of color pops and the rest sort of work together. There we go. Swatching is allowable in most cals. Definitely swatch early, otherwise you won't be able to start immediately. Thank you guys. You're all awesome. You're all awesome. I've got some other projects I want to get out of the way first, so I'm not going to start swatching this like today, although the temptation is real. And I may well change my mind. I may change my mind at some stage during this stream. We have 2 hours. I could totally change my mind and actually swatch a square, and start, you know, planning which colors look best next to each other, kind of things. But one thing I did want to do is I wanted to, I'm just moving these just out of the way a little. I've had like all my stuff in my little pouch, right? All my extra notions go in this little pouch, right? Now, in saying that, every project gets a humbug, right? So every project bag has its humbug with whatever the project needs. So whether it's stitch markers or a tape measure or a pair of scissors or a crochet hook, whatever. So as I'm working on a project, it goes in the humbug. There's just dust flying everywhere here. Oh, it's because it's, okay, I understand why. So this particular humbug, I think, is actually empty right now. Yes, it's empty because it's a knitting project. So it doesn't, I don't need to put the hook in it. And currently all the stitch markers are in the project. So, Jancy, I'm glad you're here. We were just chatting about the make along. So we are going to be allowing early swatching. Early swatching is allowed. Anyway, so basically when I set up a project, I put in what I need in its little bag and throw that in the project bag so that project has always got what it's need. But my issue is this. This is now overly full, right? There's too much stuff in here and I need to separate out. And this isn't even everything, right? Because there's stuff in other project bags. There's more pairs of scissors. There's, they're not safe for camera. Oops. There's a ton more of these little guys. I've got a whole little tray of stuff out in the office, out in the lounge room. But I can't close this guy at the moment because of all the bits and bobs. So I want to split out stitch markers and then everything else. So I figured, you know, everything else. So that's and everything else. I love those end stoppers. They just are not camera friendly. I've got a few of these sets. I got a couple as gifts. So those ones were a gift. The ones with the swears on it. They are a gift. And I also have some Yodas, which are a gift. But I also bought a pile of really cute needle stoppers. So these go on the end of your knitting needles or the end of your crochet hook even if you want, but I prefer to put them in the end of my knitting needles to stop my stitches from sliding off. So I have a ton of them and I should really find them all because, you know, actually, you know what, this project doesn't have any, so it can have the llamas. So in you go, little llamas in there. All right, So I just figured like we'll do it together. So I now have, did I show you guys that I bought the Mindful Knit Pro set? Because I can go and grab that if you want. It's just I know exactly where it is. I can go and grab that. But anyway, so that can go in there. I just needed to reorganize some stuff, and I was going to do it before the stream, and then didn't. These are some little cute stitch markers that I got from the Oz Yarn store. They're a little bonus thing. Come on, there we go, little bonus thing. When I ordered some stuff one time. So, oh, I did show you guys. Cool, thanks, Holly. I don't need to go and get that again then. A little T-pin, which that's a bit scary that it's just out in the world on its own, but cool. And then I have got 11 billion types of stitch markers, and they're all mixed up, and I don't like that they're all mixed up, so we're going to fix that too. Sorry, I'm just utilizing our time together to organize a little bit before I start the project back up. Okay, so when I made the ranunculus, I realized none of my stitch markers fit the 6mm needles. I didn't have any largest myself, so I made myself a big pack of enormous stitch markers. They're not glued, they're just wired, but because of the actual quality of this is a different kind of jump ring, like a different style cut. It actually sits a lot smoother. I actually prefer the bead not traveling around. It actually helps keep yarn overs in place, or at least it does for me. But I wasn't going to glue these. Most of my blinglets aren't glued because I sell all the glued ones. I actually have a few blinglets available that I'll have to dig out. So those are going in there. Now in here, I have some 1, 2, 3, 4s. Does everyone remember why I made the 1, 2, 3, 4s? So I just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then a pile of little, these are all my little stitch markers that I use for like knitting socks. These are smalls. So these are great for knitting socks because then you don't have big giant loops of stitch markers floating around. Oh, you've got to go in here. There we go. They're all sorted. Alrighty, next is, I had this friend, and I don't know if her business is still running, but she made the most gorgeous stitch markers using Lego, and I loved them. And I think this is my last man standing. I think this is my last man standing. Oh, you got some of the light edged wooden markers? Yeah, my birds are from 11T1 Windmills. So this is like the Australian birds set. And I think there should be, there's one more, I think. It's out in the lounge room. But I got that from 11T1 Windmills. And then some of these little ones I've gotten from, like the little boot is from, that's from the Australian Wool Store. That came in an order. Because I don't know if it's still going, and I should double check with Catherine, but she was saying that anyone who puts an order in from Fiberific, like one of us guys, like who watch Fiberific or follow Fiberific, if you say that Chantelle or Fiberific sent you, she's going to toss in like a free stitch marker. But then I think these little ones I got from Emma off the top of my head. I think they're from Emma. I'm not 100% certain, but I think they are. Get in there. So they're all my little odd ones. And they can go in there. So here you go. And then these are my favorite stitch markers in the world. These sheep. They're little quick locking stitch markers from Clover. They're my absolute favorite stitch markers. I don't care what size. They've got so many sizes. They're super useful. These are my favorite stitch markers in the entire world. I love them for knitting and for crochet. Sorry, aside from the blinglets, I need to clarify that. These are my favorite stitch markers that I buy. Okay. So not make for myself. The blinglets are my favorites, but I can't use them in crochet. These ones I can use in knit and crochet and all sorts of stuff. I actually just use them to hold things together as well. but I absolutely love them. I need to source some more if I can. I mean, I don't mind the padlocks. The padlocks are fine, but the quick locking are my favorite, and I have like a pile of them. I actually have another little pouch out in the lounge room full of them, so I should separate them out, but that's where I'm at. Louis is losing it over something. Okay, that's better. They are sitting better now. And then clear the table. Bianca says that blinglets are her favourite too. Okay, Lou. Okay. All right. All right. He's found a spot where his bark echoes. Loves it. Loves it. Absolutely loves it. Oh, that can go to what have you guys got in your cups today? Today I have, actually, this is going to make the noise. You ready? Oh, no, I didn't seal it up. Sparkly water, coffee, English breakfast tea. I have all the beverages today, all the Yetis, all the beverages. So, actually, I might just have a little. Caffeinated Crafters is on tonight at IKEA at Logan. So I will be there with my bags of goodies. What am I going to work on? I can give you an update on where I'm up to with the socks from the Doom socks. That's what I'm calling them now, because I'm not enjoying it. Look, why I'm not enjoying it is because of something I did. All right, I just need to clarify that straight up. These are the larch socks. Okay. And when I was setting it up, my needle dropped out of this side. So I've just sort of shoved it back in. And so only part of it's set up properly. So see how, like, you've got a couple just that are just like meh, and then all the rest that are nice. Guess which are the ones that aren't supposed to be there. Anyway, it's my fault that I'm not having fun with it. But one of the issues I was having is it's just so many things to deal with. It seems worse than it is. It seems worse than it is. And apparently I tried to kill Tim. This needle, because these are just, I just finger tighten them on because I'm not knitting with them. I'm just using them as stitch keepers. And Tim was like, "Are you trying to murder me?" But aside from that, I'm actually enjoying the process. I did go back and restart with a better contrast color. The gray was just not contrasting at all. And so I did go back and restart with the green, which I'm super happy about, and I'm glad I did that. And I'm now up to, because like you basically get the little cuff done and then go boom straight into the heel. So and I've got this terrible feeling that my heel is not in the right spot either. That's why it's gone into the naughty corner, because I don't know where I'm at. But what I did do was I did go and buy a couple of other needles in the 2 mils, okay? Because I didn't have any 2 mil fixed circulars. I had 2.25s, but I had no 2s. Oh, how did I try to murder him? One of these had fallen off and it was tucked inside of his blanket. And then when he sat on his blanket, it poked him. Luckily, he didn't bend it. I would have been really angry if he had bent it. Anyway, so we're going to open those up to have a look. I see, look in here. I found an extra packet of these. So I knew I had more than one packet. So they can go in there. And see how in here I've got like yarn that I've pulled out. Oh, look, there we go. There's more. That's my stitch row counter that I made for myself. There's a whole nother, the large packet of the wiggly sheeps. So they're the really big ones. So yeah. And then some keeper, because we use that in this project. So I've just got it shoved in there, and I just poke everything that I use for the project in the bag. And because I couldn't find any 2 mil long circulars, I had some DPNs out for it. There for the little scissors, spare cable. I don't know why I had that, but I did. So that's where that's at. But I'm thinking I'm not happy. And I really do think I've stuffed something up. I don't feel like look at the heel. I don't think it's in the middle. I think I've screwed up where my stitch markers were at some stage. So I really think it's wrong. Because like that's where it is there on that side. But on this side, it's only got that many stitches. And it just feels like this. I've got to do you know what? Let's just do some counting right now. Because it's doing my head in. It's off. This side is 7 and that side is 10. It is in the wrong place. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. We can, I don't mind pulling it out and doing it again. It's fine. Are those Rose City rollers? I don't know what Rose City rollers are, so I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. What are Rose City rollers? So we're going to pull this out and we're going to start it again. I'm going to get really good at these cuffs. And this time round, I wove in the ends differently so that I don't lose any of the colours when I pull it back. Or I shouldn't lose. Oh, no, these are larch peds from Lauren Elkin. Larch peds. So, yeah. But before we do that, let's have a look. I haven't opened these. I haven't touched them. I've touched the zings before, but not that size. But I've never tried the carbons. They don't feel super pointy. I'm definitely being spoiled by pointy by Chow Goose, haven't I? And it's not a wire filled cable. It's just a wiggly cable, which will eventually send me insane. I do like how easy it is to read what size needle it is, because with my eyes, sometimes they make it very tricky. But that's actually like with the white on the black, that works really well. Let's try the zings. And I want to say the carbons are about double the price of the zings, so I do expect better quality from the. Oh yeah, like the carbons have got a longer taper on their tip. Their tip is actually spikier than the zings, and it's a different grade of cable. Is it? Yeah, it's a different material. That surprises me that they've gone that many differences. Oh, and the join, you can definitely, this side's join feels janky. This side's fine. I think just a bit of wearing will solve that. There's just like a little burr there. That's disappointing. But as I said, that is twice the price of this. How is the metal to wood join? You can feel it. But it feels smooth. I'd have to use it to really get a good idea, but it does feel quite smooth. It doesn't feel like it should catch. Oh, you've got some of the DPNs and the yarn catches and drives you nuts. Yeah, well, we'll have to wait and see. This feels quite smooth. There's a little burr. Well, not a burr, but like I can feel something a bit different. But yeah, so I've got those. Look, I'm a Chow Goo girl. I'm not gonna lie, I'm still a Chow Goo girl, even though I don't sell any knitting needles anymore, except for what I'm running out of stock on, which is actually, there's still some Chow Goo bamboo tips that are 40% off in my store. So if you are after Chow Goo bamboo tips, there are still quite a few sizes available. So there's a few gaps and a few holes, as you can imagine, but if you just need some bamboo tips to fill out your set at 40% off, definitely worth getting your hands on. But I just find it quite easy to get my hands on the Knit Pros, I'll be really honest. So I just sort of was like, okay, well, I'm not selling Chow Goo anymore. I don't have to be Chow Goo agnostic, except the problem is Chow Goo is still superior. Like, they're still superior. Look, these will be fine if I can't find anything else. The zings, I think they'll be fine if I can't find anything else. I'm a snob. I am an official knitting needle snob. I'm not ashamed to admit it. I'm like, zings can go back in their little bag. They will do the job. but I will not enjoy them as much. I can tell you that right now, just based on the feel of it. I'm used to this. I'm used to the ChiaoGoo quality of cable. I'm used to the tips. I'm used to the brushed stainless steel and the nice taper and the good points. I'm very used to this. And so everything gets compared to this. I don't care what price point it's at. It gets compared to this. And the zings don't compete. The carbons, the cable is still just a plastic cable, but it is a different plastic than this. And I don't want to rule it out until I try it. Honestly, I haven't like, it's not like I've like that one. I was just like, ew, no. This one I'm a bit more like, curious. So hopefully I found something else that I like too. Game Widows has found that I knitted fast with the ChiaoGoo compared to the Zings. Yeah, I mean, it was slidey, but this will be slidier, honestly, because of the, like, I don't know, it's just a different grade, you know? It's a totally different grade. It's like comparing, I don't know what to what. Something mid-quality to something top quality. Usually, you know, and I'm not just talking price points, I'm talking quality points. It's hard to go down quality levels, but I really wanted an extra 2mm needle because I was having to use either a 9-inch fixed circ, which was just too short, or DPNs. And I was just like, and I swear I've got a 2mm somewhere. It's got to be in a project that's just missing. Let me know in the chat. Do you have projects that just go missing where you're like, I could have sworn I had that size needle, and so it's got to be in something. All right, I'm doing it. I'm pulling this out. I am officially, I'm doing it because I must have screwed up where the what do you call it, were the stitch markers, and I've just built things in the wrong places. So let us get this a bit tidy and a bit out of the way because I actually don't need that size needle for the start. It starts on a 2mm, not on a 2.25. So we'll get to use this, I suppose. Okay. I think this is like the 4th or 5th time I've restarted. I was botching up some of the there's a lot of new skills in this for me, and my brain has not been in a learn a new thing phase. I started a new job this week. So I've been focusing on some other things and learning some different skills, and so yeah, just my brain's probably not been in the best place to take on a tricky pattern. Here we go. Let me just wind this up so that it doesn't turn into a steaming pile of knots. Everybody, a steaming pile of knots. There was a video, sorry, not a video, but a photo I saw of an event going on somewhere. And I could have sworn by looking at it that it was a pile of people sitting around detangling projects, but it wasn't. It was some sort of weaving craft where it was all different weaving fibers that they were using. Very disappointed, to say the least. Now, why is that doing that? Have we disconnected? We have. All right, we need to get some of the green going. It looks like I've woven in the green to the blue. There we go. Alrighty. Oh, the link in the cheat sheet doesn't work. Interesting. It should do. I'll check it later. So yeah, so at some stage I must have not had the markers for the um the the short rows in the right place, which has meant that my see, look at that. That's beautiful. And now I have to pull all that out as well. I actually did that one right. And I could work out how to get my needles in there and all that sort of stuff. Sue says, we crafters are such a diverse group with our different favorites. I'm loving the zings. We all have different favorites. Like, I know people that love the poopy gold clover hooks, and they're not comfortable in my hand, but I like the other clover hooks, the clover amores. The reason that companies can have so many, like Knit Pro, how many different kinds of needles do Knit Pro make? And there's a reason that they would make this many, and it's not just because they want to, they sell them. So obviously people have different tastes, and different tastes are okay. Should I try? No, I'm not going to try and pick it up because I'll just put my stitch markers in the wrong spots again. What I will do, however, is try and reclaim as much of the green as possible. I did weave in the ends differently this time so that I could, because the last couple of times I get to this point and just have to cut it off because I've woven all the ends over the top of stuff and it's just too hard. So fingers are crossed, eh? Fingers are crossed. Alrighty. Now I'm just going to pull out this on camera. I'm not going to start it back up again. My brain's not in the right spot for the cast on. It's not a hard cast on or anything. It's just a provisional cast on using a little knit saver. What are you caught on? There we go. Dunce kiss. Alrighty. And there we have it. We've retrieved all of the yarn. Nice. Morning, Talia. Alrighty. I'll put the carbons in here because they're going to live in with this project, which is one of the reasons why I bought them. Okay. Oh no, you've run out of interfacing. I'll be honest, I buy my interfacing by the roll. I've got entire rolls of it. But I can imagine with all the work you've been doing, you're probably buying rolls and still running out. Those of you that don't know, Gamer Widows is going to be at the Bendigo Sheep and Wool Show with her amazing project bags and humbugs. And I think I've even gotten in here mini Turkish bags for us to put our Turkish spindles into. Actually, I don't think that's a mini. That's not a mini, is it? That'll fit a full-size Turkish. So if you Game Widows for some reason is aware of my Star Wars fascination, Star Wars, Star Trek, all the science fictions, Marvel, DC. I love all those things. And makes me project things in fabrics. Well, she makes everyone project things in fabrics I love because all the fabrics are gorgeous. She's got a wiggly worms one, like squirmy worms. And the other thing I love is that inside of the project pouches, there's pockets. So it's very hard to see. You can, I'll get my hand out of the way. I'll put that ball of yarn in there so you can, there we go. Holds it out. But yeah, so definitely need to be going and checking those out. That was loud. The thing fell down. It wasn't supposed to fall down. Let's just, there we go. My head's being squished again. I don't like it when my head gets squished. All right. So I'm moving that project aside because, you know, naughty corner. It's in the naughty corner. And Knit Spin Girls, I 100% agree. I love them. I absolutely love them. I've got 3 or 4 of them now. I'm looking at another one over here. I'm going to go and grab it. Hang on. Because it's not far. There we go. There were two next to each other. Boom. And, you know, I'm a little bit of a tragic. And so Game Widows has like, I got this project bag and then I got this guy at a different time. And then this guy at a different time. And they just all happened to match. I say happened to match. I'm sure that Emma knew what she was doing. Even though, like, while this is a different fabric, the lining still matches. And, it, you know. Jan says, I didn't know if I'd like her square bag design, but it's now my favorite. You know what? I agree with you. I wasn't sure until I started using them. And now I'm just like, I am mind blown and sold. And you can fit like crazy amounts of stuff in them. And the handles are so long, you can totally open it and roll it down if you want. You know, if you want to make it a bucket while you're working in it, you can totally do that. So that you can open it out and still have good access to your, like this one here has got two pockets. One is a smaller pocket, one is a bigger pocket. When I bought this, I bought them at the same time and I was able to get the matching humbug. So, oh look, another packet of sheeps. Shocking. Shocking that they're everywhere. That should be in theirs. You know, and so in this project bag, what have I got? I've got scissors, coins. I'll have those. Thanks very much. But yeah, so it's deceptive how much, like in this one I've got, it's just a sock project, right? And so you're like, oh, what do you need such a big bag for a sock project? You don't. But you can fit everything in. And my sweater fits in one, you know? I'll see what's in this one in a second, fits in one. And then you can just, you know, boom, carry it away. Like, and for me, that's big enough to throw it over my arm. If I need to carry a few things, I can just throw it over my arm and keep going. Or you can tie it in a bow. You can do whatever you want. But it's super good. They're great size. Like, so many places are stingy with the handles. Okay, yeah, I know what's in this one. This, I think, was this my first one, Emma? I think this was my first one because it's got all the Marvel on the outside and then Sneaky DC on the inside. Oh no, more Marvel, but different Marvel. There's Wolverine. For some reason, I think it's Batman. And in this one, does not have a matching, it's actually got two in it. It's got like just random ones because I bought like a 5-pack of these off Emma at one stage. So there's extras and I've got like the little cheeky monkey. There's more scissors and a crochet hook in this one. And what yarn is that? Oh, that should be with my blanket, which is out in the lounge room. I don't know why, but there's money in the bottom of this one too. I think we all need to be checking the bottoms of our project bags. Like there's $5 under this one. So, you know, thanks. But I've got some DPNs in here. I've got 2 of these. I don't know why they're in there. I was probably measuring something. A pile of yarn. Let me just see how many balls I've got in here. All right. This bag is now empty. So that's the fabric on the inside. Look at that placement of that Wolverine slash. But okay, so in this bag I have 2, 4, 6 50-gram balls of yarn, as well as the start of a project, which I'll be pulling out. I'm not happy with it. I want it to be a t-shirt that I'm going to just wear as a t-shirt. It's a bit too open. It's another ranunculus. Feels so freaking amazing, honestly. It feels amazing, but it's too open. So I want to go in and fix that up, like go down to a smaller needle size or make a different t-shirt. So, you know, I don't know why, but there's another 4mm hook and a tape measure. Tape measure, 4mm hook. That can go back with the set. getting organized. I hope you guys don't mind. Like, let me know if this is boring for you. And that can go in there for now. And then I'll just pop those there because that's got to go back out to the lounge. Boom. But I love these project bags, honestly. I just think they're so good. And these are the smalls, okay? I think, Emma, please correct me if I'm wrong. I've just got 3 of the small bags, right? I haven't even gone the large bags. And I've got a sweater quantity in this bag. So this is a small. And I'm making my purple sweater, my A-line sweater is being made, and I'm using that bag. Now, admittedly, I don't have all 5 balls of yarn in there, but I definitely had a second ball, which is moved. Where is the second ball gone? There it is. I had just pulled it aside. I think I was showing it to someone. But I did have the second ball in there, and I don't need that. There we go. There. Alrighty. Are they the small? The larger hold an A4 folder. Is that like across the bottom? Is that what you're saying? So you could put an A4 folder in the bottom flat. Good morning, Frog It Now. Yeah. I always keep $5 in my project bags. It's enough for a tea at most places. Actually, you know what? That's a great idea. I was going to take it out, but I think I'm going to put it back in. Yeah, good point. Oh, vertical, standing. Okay, all right, I get it. So is the base square still the same and they're just taller, or are they, because I've not used any of the large, because none of my projects need a large, so I don't buy one, but I intend on buying another small one. So hopefully Gamer Widows is going to have some left over after Bendigo and brings them to retreat for us, because I think I need a large base. Thank you. I definitely need another small one for sure. But I'm also very happy to wait and see what's left over after Bendigo, because so far, I'm going to be really frank and honest, I haven't seen a single fabric in your project bags that I wouldn't go, I'll take that. Like, I haven't. I'm not like, oh my God. Now, if I can, like I did with this guy, I'd love to buy the matching humbug if possible. But if not possible, that's fine. I have humbugs that don't match things, but I really love having the matching humbug in the project bag. Is that like, that's not weird, is it? Did you go to the crochet conference? No, I didn't. No, it was down in, was it down in Melbourne? It wasn't like, it was far away from me. So yeah, it's definitely, I would love to have this, the humbug and another small bag. Let's have, not weird, thank you. You love matching? Me too. Of course I overslept and I had trouble booting up my laptop, but I'm here now. Good morning, Sal. Great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. Leanne says she keeps her yarn winder in a small. It's awesome. That's one of the problems with the little yarn winders, which mine is still missing, FYI. One of the problems with the small yarn winders is that because they've got their little, I just had a thought where it could be. It could be in this bag right here. This bag right here. Let me just feel around in it. No. I was so hopeful for a second there. I was like, oh my God, it could totally be in this spot. And it wasn't. Makes me sad. All right, let me just, I'll give this a bit of a shake. Macy is very happy to come and fluff on my stuff. Thanks, Macy, for being my fluffingtons. Alrighty. So, yeah, because I want a project bag, so maybe I do need a large. I want a project bag for my Jethro. Okay, so I do need to sit down and I do need to work out exactly how many balls of each one, and I want to make a project for my Jethro thing, which just, it sounds weird. Does that sound weird? I'm like, no, I want a project bag for this one big project. So maybe I do need a large. Maybe I need my first large, Emma. I'm just having a look here. So they are Amanda Hope yarns, 5 skeins, 800 meters. I'm just having a look just to see, because on this yellow one, just because they've done amazing, and they've put all the meterage that they actually use. Like right now on my project page, remind me in 3 weeks. I won't mention it again till after Bendigo, honey. You've got focuses to focus on, and I will not step in the middle of that. And if you happen to have one left over after Bendigo, I'll take that one. Does that make sense? I'm not going to add work. Like in the lead up to Bendigo, I am not adding work for you. So I'm just having a look here, because she's used so many different yarns, and I just want to see like if they're 50 meters or if they're wool merino. That's 100. Okay, they're 100 gram. All right, I think I'm going to have a dig around, because I want to work out exactly how many of each of my 50 gram balls I'll need in the different colors. And then obviously all the gray. And so I get that I can't have everything in the bag, because that's a lot of yarn, because I do have the 6 colors instead of the 5. 6, 2, 4, 2, 4, 6, 7 colors. 7 colors instead of the 6 is what it is. So yeah. Oh, you've worked out a system. Oh, that's fantastic. Sometimes setting it up, like it can take a while to get into like a production flow, but it took me a couple of years of Bendigo dyeing to get a production flow going, because I was like, in my brain, I was like, no, I want to do it this way. And then it just wasn't conducive to actually like production levels of dyeing. And so once I accepted that and changed what I was doing, I was able to do things in a lot more efficiently, which meant I could dye a lot more yarn in the same amount of time. But the list is getting shorter. I am so glad. Where are we at? July, 4th of July. So you got a couple more weeks. Oh, that's why he said 3 weeks, because you'll be done. I get it now. Sorry, it didn't click to me that 3 weeks and Bendigo is over. Man, I'd love to go to Bendigo. Honestly, so bad. I haven't been in years. I really need to go again, just to visit. But I've got bigger fish to fry and no money for travel. So I need a new fridge. I need to sort out the spare car, Tim's car, and work out what I am doing there. Bianca needs to go too. She's never been. See, I honestly think, like, yes, we could drive down. We could do a big road train drive down. But that is a massive effort when you could fly down and then jump on the train to Bendigo, and then there's buses like all over Bendigo, or you could catch a cab to your accommodation, and you could do it that way, and you could just save days. Because for me, I think I'd be time poor, which is, I used to drive down because I had to take all the stock. So I had no options. Whereas now, I don't think I would drive down if I could avoid it. It's a massive drive, and I would prefer to just fly, I think. And like with the cost of fuel, honestly, if you can get a good airfare, you're saving that money, because I can't drive it in a day. So you've got an extra night's accommodation plus the fuel costs, which are just ridiculous. Sally says the last time I went to Bendigo was about 23 years ago. Oh my gosh. What'd be really cool, okay, ready for this, what'd be super cool is if those of us that are out of state could fly down, we could all rent a massive house together, because that option is available if we book far enough in advance. and then a few of the locals, and we could all, chip in for fuel and share car. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing stuff out there. So anyway, I don't think I'm going anytime soon. My first purchase with my new job will be something very exciting, which is a new fridge for the back. That's the first priority. So, there's that. And then there's Tim's car. We need to make a decision on whether we get it fixed, which we're still not 100% sold on whether or not we can do it and make it worth fixing, or whether we just sell it for parts and save for a new car. But I think we still have another year of payments on my car. So, things never quite line up, right? Like it's just how it works. Sometimes things just don't line up. What have I done there? Split the stitch. And I'm sure, the same things happen to everybody. Just stuff happens at the not best possible time. Like, really, we couldn't destroy a car next year after we'd finished paying this one off? Like, no? Okay. And because of what's wrong with it, it's not an insurance job. So it's just bye-bye car, which is kind of sad. Like the last 2 cars that Tim's written off, it was insurance. So we at least ended up with something in our pockets afterwards. I mean, it was not replacing car money, but it was deposit for replacing car money. Oh, Jai Good would love to join in. That sounds cool. That sounds very cool. So we'll have to see what we can organise. We'll have to see what we can organise. Oh, split. I'm just purling right across, right? Yes, I am. You still blamed him? Look, I still blamed him. Like, how long did I have that car for and there was no problems with it? Tim has it for 2 years and it's dead now? Like, I mean, let's not assume that it could have been how I drove it for the last 11 years. So, yeah. Poor Tim, yeah. He just happens to have been the one driving when things break. I mean, the crashes are his fault. Like, there's no doubt about that. That's him. They're on him. Well, one of them, someone ran into him, but he happened to be driving, and then the other one, he ran into somebody. So, I also think maybe they write cars off just a little bit too easily. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I think maybe they just, I don't know. I sort of looked at it and was like, it wasn't a couple of grand's worth of body work could have fixed it. But I think they have like this point where they're like, yeah, we're not going to spend that much to fix a car. So I don't know. I don't know enough about cars to know, honestly. Then it's not my strong suit. Jai Good says, due to ill health, I have to close my dye business. May I call you sometime for advice? Absolutely, Jai, for sure. It's a really tough decision. I mean, I had to make the same decision myself. It's just hard. There's no good things other than the fact that you're less sick. Like, that was the big win for me. It was the less sick, and I wasn't less sick straight away either. It took some time. For me, it was the dyeing causing the problem. Like, I don't know what the issue is for you, but the dyeing was what was causing the problem, and so stopping the dyeing meant that I didn't deteriorate further. But it took a couple of years for me to actually improve. So, and it wasn't the dyes, funnily enough, it was the citric acid. It turns out some asthmatics, react to citric acid, and while the masks and what have you, worked to the dye, I never, like, once everything was in the pots, I took off my mask because the biggest issue I thought was the dry dye. And so I always had masks, well, not always, but I mostly had masks on when I was mixing dye. But once the dye was in liquid form and in a pan, I didn't always wear a mask. And so, because I didn't think I needed one, but the issue for me was the steamy citric acid, food grade citric acid. So, yeah. I have mum's 17-year-old Holden, no Holden service centers now, so if I crash it, insurance will probably call it a write-off. And there's plenty of other places that that do repairs of Holdens, but yeah, probably will write it off, because if it's any amount of, I don't know what the limit is. I mean, on Tim's Golf, it was a 3-year-old car. It was not an old car, and might have been 4. It was young. It was not an old car, and it was written off. I mean, that one had a fair amount of damage, I'll be honest. But yeah, I don't know what the level is. Like, is it just, it's too hard to repair them? I don't get it. I don't understand. I don't know enough about cars. I so agree. A friend's son had his car written off. He brought it back as a write-off, fixed it, and passed all the checks. He's back driving his beloved car. Do you know what, Jai? Me neither. Me neither. The citric acid, it just turned out that when we did a whole pile of testing, and it just worked out that my asthma, because my asthma reacts to a lot of stuff. Like, I can't use anti-inflammatories. I can't use aspirin. I can't use Nurofen. They all trigger asthma attacks in me. So I'm not surprised that something random was making everything worse, but I was going downhill pretty badly. Bianca says, I thought it was the same to repair it as the book value of the car. Yeah, no, I don't think it's that. I think it's like, if it costs half as much to repair it as the book value of the car. Because, like, I mean, I'm just throwing something out there. I don't know, but it's surprising at what they're writing off. And as Leanne said, he brought the car back as a write-off and fixed it up, and now he's driving it again. And it's passed all the checks. Like your write-offs have to pass a lot more checks and balances. But yeah, like, short of like there being some sort of structural, like the internal chassis, like this, like as a safety issue, I can't imagine much not being repairable. Like, anyway, we've all seen those car repair shows where they can fix a car that looks terrible and then brought it back to like amazing, but it does cost, I suppose. And insurance companies would much rather just get rid of it than let you fix it, I suppose. I don't know. Oh, Jai, you almost forgot to press the thumbs up, but you did press it, didn't you? Let me just fix that back up so I can go over there. So yeah, so I will be today after the stream doing a bit more research on fridges and freezers. I like using Appliance Online because they actually will take away my old busted one, which I like that they do that. So you don't have to worry about trying to, because my old one's dead. It's toast. It's not repairable. It is just legit dead. I think they'll like the fact of where it's got to go because it's easy to get in and out. It's not a hassle. No skinny doors to try and get a fridge through. But yeah, it's that will be my task for today because it's end of financial year. There's still some sales happening. Tali says we've used them too. Yeah, I think I got my last washing machine through them. They were great. And I like, they take away the boxes, they take away the, like, everything. I love it. Like, not having to deal with like all that extra stuff. Like, I do like that. That is a benefit to me. So yeah. Lots of people bought back their cars here in Canberra after a big hailstorm. Yeah. Like, unless you've got a, oh, look, there we go. I knew there was another one. See, there's a kookaburra. Um, unless there's a reason why you don't want it back, like sometimes cars are perfectly good, right? Like, except for little dings. And you claim the insurance because you want it fixed. You don't want them to write it off. You want them to fix it. You pay a fortune in insurance premiums. Yeah, Tali, they take the old one out and set the new one up. I thought that was the best thing. Like with the washing machine, it was just so good. Because they get rid of the moving bolts and all that sort of stuff. So it just makes life so much easier. Oh, Bianca's found a page that explains the factors of how cars are written off. Have a good day, Jai. I'll chat with you later. Um, so yeah. Oh, hang on. I've up to that marker. I've got to do something different here. All right, I got knit. Jennifer Rivenberg, great to see you. Thanks for jumping in. I need to stop and have a drink, I think. I'm getting a dry spot in my throat. But I'll knit to the end here. I'll get this row done. And last stitch is slip with the yarn in the front. Boom, done. Okay. Alrighty, so what I've done here is I've done an extra repeat because I didn't want the button right at the top, the first button. I want it just a little further down, just because I don't like things near my neck. That's what it boils down to. I don't like things too close to my neck, which is why I don't wear crew necks and why I don't wear necklaces. Oh, fridge box was like winning lottery when I was little. Oh yeah, look, we got a fridge box when Abby was a toddler. That thing was a cubby in the lounge room. It blocked the television for like weeks. But eventually it died and then it went away. But now we have no small people. I'm sure Macy would like it. She was most disappointed when I broke down the Ozianco boxes this week. She was actually quite devastated that I took to them with a knife. But sometimes you just got to do these things. Talia says, I think we did ask to keep our fridge box for that reason. Yeah, if you've got little kids, like, or if you use cardboard for something, like that's an enormous amount of cardboard right there. But if you've got no reason to have it, let me just read the instructions so I can double check. Until you have 68 stitches. Okay, I'm nowhere near that, right? Those sleeves are nowhere near big enough to be sleeves for me yet. Let me think. Until we have 68 stitches between the markers. Which markers? Like there's markers everywhere. Which markers? I don't know what that means. Like, which markers? They've all got like the sleeve markers have got different amount to the back markers, which have got different amount to the front markers. Oh. Until the sleeves have like okay, it's all good. It's all good. It's just I missed a word. I missed one really important word that described which markers. It's the sleeve markers. So let me just count just to see where I'm at now. I don't think I'm anywhere near it, but I just would like, I'm curious. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, nowhere near it. But um, yeah, that was, I was going insane for a second there. It's all good. It's all good. Alrighty. So this round, this repeat, we're going to add our first buttonhole in. We will be using the purple plastic buttons. Boom. Where's the others? There's one. Boom. Boom. There we go. Yeah. So we'll be using our purple plastic buttons. There are 3 different buttons. That will be the quirkiness. They're all similar size. Maybe a couple of millimeters out for this one, but you know, similar enough in size. But they all look differently, so it doesn't matter that they're not identical sized. I keep telling myself that. Okay. This side. I'm going to have to do something here. I don't like trimming tails, right? But this tail is just too dang long and it's doing my head in. I have like 5,000 pairs of scissors. And can I find a pair when I want them? The answer is no. I still want a decent length tail, like, you know, that long, something to weave in, but not all that. That can just go over there. That'll probably I'll probably shred that and use it to stitch on the buttons. Oh, there we go. Look, 3 plies, 3 buttons. Saying that each of these have got these plies have all got a couple of ends in them each as well, but that's a good thickness, I think, for the buttons. So now they're separated. You gotta keep them separated. Boo, 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 boo. I'm just going to excellent question there, Bianca. What is everybody else working on? I'm just making a mess, is what I'm doing. I'm just playing. Alrighty. So I'm going to be doing my first row of, back to my row 1. But this will be my first row, not this row, but this will be my first repeat doing for the buttonholes, which I've not done buttonholes before. I'm a little nervous about doing buttonholes because I've never made really anything that's had an extra band or anything like that. Other than like the V-necks, like I've never had to allow for buttons, is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Is it Macy hair? Good job, Macy. We bought some new couch covers to deal with Macy, and they are great. And they, you know, like the first batch we bought, when you sat on them, they kind of wrapped around you, like they just fell off the chair. It was really annoying. This second batch that we've bought, they've got like, you know how you have the slippers with the little rubber knobbly bits? It's all over the back of this fabric. So when you sit down, the fabric stays holding onto the couch. It's so much nicer. I mean, it looks a bit nannerish. Like, I'm not going to lie to you, but I'd rather a bit of a nannerish looking couch than you know, having to deal with Macy and her anxiety. We've got meds for her now. It seems to be doing the job, but it was getting quite frustrating. Quite frustrating. Let's have a look here. Holly is working on a mosaic crocheted zipper pouch. I have to make 12 for my upcoming book club. Wow, that's quite a few mosaic zipper crochet pouches. But if you're doing the one sort of like the Tinner sort of style, which is the only ones I know how to make, they're actually quite quick to make. So it's that first round of doing the stitching into the actual zip that takes time for me. Bianca is working on the Doodler Shawl by Stephen West. I'm onto the last section. I'm very close to the bind off. Oh my goodness. Leanne is working on a table runner for her, which is crocheted. Isn't it nice sometimes just to make something for yourself, Leanne? You make so much stuff for other people. I'm glad to see you making something for yourself. Kerry is knitting a Ruth shawl. There's a pic in the fun zone. Cast on stitches for the July blanket square, and I need encouragement to start crochet project. Knitting is my first craft. Kerry, come and check out the Jethro cowl with us. It's crocheted squares, but you knit you get to do a bit of both, right? I really think that you should come and check it out. But if you need any help choosing, if you just want to do a plain crochet project, ask. We will help you. Like if you do want to make a garment or a blanket or what do you want to do? So yeah, would love to get you in on something. Amanda Vargo is crocheting a granny blanket for my boyfriend's co-worker who'll be retiring in the fall. He's going to love that. He's going to love it. You know, I was really surprised at how much my dad loves the blanket I made. So yeah, I think it's surprising. Dudes like a good blanket, like a good blanket. My husband, I'm shocked to say this. I've not made him, I've knit him a beanie. And all the years of me offering to make him stuff, he was like, no. And then when I made Abby the first little blanket, like you remember, it was either earlier this year or last year, I can't remember which because the years are blurring, where I had a really rough time and I just crocheted a blanket a week. That like they were like knee rug size blankets. They weren't amazing. Like they weren't enormous. Well, I crocheted my husband a blanket. I think it was last year. I do think it was last year. I crocheted my husband a blanket and I made it really long so that when he's asleep on the couch, it goes over his feet and he can pull it all the way up to his neck. He freaking loves that blanket. Like it is his blanket. And if somebody else, like either myself or my daughter have it on, he just walks over and just takes it off. It's like, that's my blanket, and just walks off with it. That's my blanket. Yeah. So Gabby is making another baby blanket. That is awesome. Game Widows is sewing a mini Turk pouch. So one of these guys, but in Pavlova fabric, which sounds amazing. Knitspin Girls is knitting socks while trying to decide what's going on my wheel for the next tortoise. Oof. I'm sure you've got some options, right? Did you join any events or any clubs? That could help narrow it down. Bob Curran is cutting up kumquats for jam. Nice. The I don't know how to say the word, penguano, I don't know, jacket. And I just dropped my Notion bag down the couch side and it's emptied onto the floor behind the couch. Oh no. Frustration station. Kerry says, I have my pattern and yarn for a Jordan pineapple top. I have to pick a crochet hook and swatch. Then pick your hook. What weight yarn are you working in? And we can help you pick a hook. Bianca is setting up section 4 and then choosing option 2, which is the garter stitch and I-cord bind off. I love an I-cord bind off. Like, yep, they add some extra work. It takes up some extra yarn, but geez, it just finishes things nicely, right? Bianca's been thinking about that jacket as well. Now, I do have a thing for crochet pineapples. Yeah, Holly, people, they get funny about their blankets. Kerry, I would swatch your first swatch on a 4mm hook. If you're using DK weight yarn, I would swatch your first swatch on a 4mm hook and have a look and decide, do you want to go up or down? But 4mm is a good place to start for DK. Leanne's Craft Room says, my autistic grandson made me cry, telling me that his blanket keeps him safe at night. Don't make me cry, Leanne. That is beautiful. I love that. I do love that. All right, let's keep knitting on my sweater that I'll never finish if I just don't keep working on it. Now, look, I haven't touched my trackies. The trackies themselves are finished, right? It's the pockets I'm struggling with. And the pockets are optional, right? So as long as I weave in the ends of my trackies, they're done, okay? I do prefer a pocket, usually to put my phone in. I honestly don't know if I'll put my phone in these. And do I really need extra bulk? Because they are a little bulky around my midsection. So yeah, I don't know. I haven't decided. I mean, I'm going to redo one of the pockets. I did stuff it up. I did make both pockets and then realized, why does one pocket look bigger than the other? Oh, because I used a different size knitting needle. Sure. Okay. I will, I've got to recast it on, and I have recast it on, and I am restarting it. I'm about halfway through it, I think. And I've just got to sit down and do it. But then I've got to work out where to place the pockets. So, there's stuff. The pants are ready to wear, right? We've got retreat in what? 6 weeks? Something like that. I'm just sort of guessing at dates here. Sort of 3 more weeks of July, 3 weeks of August. Yeah, so 6 weeks. I could totally just have them without pockets if need be. I do need to finish weaving in the ends though, because there's long tails all over the shop. So maybe that can be my goal for this afternoon. Would you be happy with one pocket? No. I like 2 pockets or no pockets. It's a pop-over tunic, so it may not matter between sizes. I mean, that's true, but you do want your pineapples to sit nicely, and sometimes if they're too baggy, they don't sit as nicely. Yeah, it's either 2 pockets or no pockets. So I'm going to finish the second pocket and go from there. But yeah, I will decide. And I would like to finish it so that I can have it finished and I can get it off my Ravelry queue and out of my brain of not finished stuff. Because I've got things I want to start, and until I've got a couple of other things finished, I'm not comfortable starting them. Like, I'm actually feel better, like, because technically I've just frogged this, so this project is back to zero. It's not, it's not in my brain as waiting to be done anymore. It is an option to restart. I agree, Sally. Pockets, no pants in pockets is sacrilege. I was thinking about, like, I've got my favorite black linen pants that I wear. I've got like 4 different pairs of 4 different cuts of black linen pants. They're like my little uniform. Like when I'm working, I'm wearing black linen pants. I love the feel of the fabric. I don't melt in them in summer. They keep me warm enough in winter. I love them. But unfortunately, not everywhere stocks linen pants. And then their linen pants don't always have pockets. And I'm like, do I really want linen pants that don't have pockets? And the answer is no. No, I don't. And I don't understand these women that would rather have a nice flat seam, like the look of that nice crispy flat, like, that they would give up pockets for that. I'm sorry, but no. I want a pocket. I want something I can stick my phone in. So it needs to be a proper pocket too, not one of those little lame pockets that you can't even put a pen in. I want a proper pocket. Like the ones I've got. Like, I love the pockets in my current linen pants. They are great. But I can't get them again, and these are wearing out because I've realized that the second I bought them, I started wearing them like on rotation every day. They are my favorites. I don't have to think about it. I'm a little bit Steve Jobs in that regard. I don't like to think about clothes. I don't enjoy clothes shopping. I don't enjoy wardrobing. None of it. I don't enjoy any of it. But I don't want to look frumpy, and I don't want to wear a muumuu, and I don't like large floral. Well, most large floral. I should clarify that. Some's pretty. So I'm quite often limited to some block colors, and I like linen pants and a cotton long sleeve shirt. And then like when I'm buying clothes. And now I'm starting to, with the help of you guys, zhuzh up my wardrobe with some beautiful handmade bits that look great with linen pants and long sleeve t-shirts, or even just cotton t-shirts. Or I've got a couple of singlets, that I can wear, or camis. But I don't like to think about 14,000 things. And I just want linen pants in black with pockets. Okay? That's what I want. So I've got to go hunting again, because these are starting to wear out and I need some more pairs so that they can last a little longer. If I can rotate through a few more things, they'll last longer. And they don't have to be black. Like, I would take dark grey. I mean, so because my husband insists on hanging these out in the full blaring sun, they are starting to fade. Um, so I mean, technically, mine probably are more dark grey than black now. So, but yeah, I just want what I want, and why can't I find it? And like before, anyone was like, "Why don't you just sew it?" Linen's so expensive to buy that and my sewing machine is toast. I need to go in and get it repaired. I've been meaning to take it in to get repaired for like two years, and I just haven't done it. I haven't done it, and I need to do it, and I know I need to do it, but I just haven't done it. So I'm literally in the middle of a bag that's been sitting there waiting, and like I've had Deb, who's an amazing friend, offer to let me come to her house and finish the bag off. And I say, yeah, sure, yeah, we'll do that. And then we just never lock it in. And it's just, it's nothing against anybody. It's just my brain's focusing on other things. Like in my brain, I can't sew right now. So therefore, I can't sew right now. Alrighty, what am I up to here? So yeah. So it's just, it's just how it is. And it's great when you find something that you love, but then disappointed when you can't get it again, from Sally. Yes. Yes, it is disappointing when you can't get it. I'm I'll be honest, I haven't actually looked properly. Like I had a look at where I bought these ones from. They no longer stock them. So I'm gonna have to find another brand, um, and see what I can do. Actually, I'll double check their online. Oh wait, why is there should be 3 at the end. What if I screwed up here? Okay, so we hang on a second. I'm missing a stitch. How am I missing a stitch? I am missing a stitch. Maybe my band moved. Oh, look at that. This marker has moved. How long ago did the marker move and I not notice it? Um, it's always Sally's Knitspin Girl says, Sal, it's always the way. As soon as you find something you like, they discontinue it. Yeah, like, I really just want to find somewhere that goes, oh, you've got a wardrobe staple that you want us to keep getting that's not dodgy, stretchy, skin tight work pants. Sure, we stock those made out of, synthetic fibers, so that because you're overweight, everything has to be stretchy and made of polyester, so that you are not only overweight but you're constantly uncomfortable. Like, sure, no problems. Yeah, we can do that for you. Um, yeah, I don't know when that moved, or if I'm going to screw everything up by fixing it this way, but we'll find out. Let's see. It must have only just moved, because I think everything's lining. No. Let me have a look here. what I'll do is I'll do this row and then I'll come back and I will have a look, because I have a feeling that it's just the repeat under. But I'm not going to think I'll drop down, but I just have to see. All right, let's have a look. Let's survey the damage. So that's okay there. They're okay there. That's okay there. That's okay there. The damage is here. Just this one little section, just this repeat. Because that's all right. I mean, that's not perfect there, but that's all right. Bearable. Do you know what? I think we can just sneaky continue on. I don't think, because also the collar's going to fold over. So I don't think it's going to be glaringly obvious, even to people who knit. And I think that, like, with how much I had to just pull that to check it, I think we're going to be fine. They're never going to know. They're not going to know. So I'm just going to continue on like I didn't pick up that I made a mistake. Bum, 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 because I've checked it and it's not going to impact anything going forward. It's just like a couple of little janky stitches there. I mean, I could drop them down. I'm not going to drop them down, because if I drop it down, it's going to mess everything up. No, I'm going to do the next row. Do the next row. Then it's too far for me to drop down, because I'm not great at dropping down. Because I've got to, knit pearls in certain spots. It's fine. Nobody can tell. Short of me stretching it right out and going, guess what? It's there. It's that one little stitch. I actually think the yarn is helping me. Thank you, yarn, for hiding my mistake. I shall continue on. I'm not going to go back and fix it up. I'm not. My brain's like, yes, you are. No, I'm not. I'm not going to go back and fix it up. I'm just going to keep going, and eventually I'll never notice it was there. We all know how this story is going to go, don't we? I'm not. I'm refusing. Stop it. Leanna's right. Folks, we're now witnessing a creative brain chatting with itself. Yep. Yeah, that's true. It's like, you're going to fix it. No, I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to just keep going. I don't need to fix it. It's fine. It's fine. Doesn't need fixing. Oh my gosh. Do we end on pearls? Just double checking. Yes, we do. Good, good, good. Oh man. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Don't need to fix it. I don't. I have control. It is my decision and I will not be fixing it. Do you know what? I honestly believe with what it is and how it is, it's not even going to bug me later. I'm not going to look at it and go, I'm not even going to look at it and be like, oh my God, I wish I had to fix that. It'll be like, oh, wasn't there a thing somewhere? And like, I have to pull it all the way out and go, where was that again? Like, I can't even tell. If I don't fix it, it'll bug me, from Talia. Holly says, you should just fix it now. It'll be less work in the long run. No, it won't. It's fine. See, you guys are hilarious. As like Sally's using the do it. Do it. Dang it. I can see it from a galloping horse. Stop it. Oh, you guys are the worst. I'm going back to fix it. What was that? That was a pretty solid bang. I reckon something just fell on my patio roof. Fine. I'm going back to fix it. Like, God. Okay. I am going to go back a row to fix it because it'll be easier. All right? You guys, like, I was trying to not let my over perfectionist brain win and you didn't help, okay? And now I'm going back to fix it. And I'm like, what'll happen is what always happens, is that, oh, I said that just as your chair made a noise. That's cool and weird. What'll happen is I'll go and fix that and then realize, oh, it's part of a larger problem. And then I'll actually have to rip back half my sweater, which is, you know, the next step. If I can't drop down and fix it, the next step is to rip back half a sweater. And like, I don't want that. I just don't want that. I don't want to rip it back because it's taken me a really long time to get this far in it. All right, I'm going to tink back past the band here. So again, there's a few less stitches to mess with. Yeah, Holly, you're right. Yeah, or you could just rip back a whole sweater. I mean, that's a good point too. Yeah, yeah. And Holly's right. We know that you'd eventually go back and fix it. So just fix it now. I mean, fine. It's like you've met me before. It's like you guys know what I'm going to do anyway. I didn't want to. I wanted to just ignore it, and I can't ignore it. Goodness sakes. Alrighty. Now, it is just a couple of little stitches, but it's easier if I just get rid of a few rows of the pattern just to make it a bit easier, and it's less dropping down and less stress while I'm dropping down. Does any of that make sense to you? Okay. I'll need that too. Alrighty. All right, let's have a look. So I need to fix. They're all fine. That section's fine. All right, I need a DPN in about a 4-ish. Come on, fat DPNs. Where are you? Skinny DPNs. I'll take you. And I want a crochet hook, 3mm crochet hook. Alrighty, we have the tools. Yeah. It's almost like I've watched you work on projects for years. I mean, I was sitting down working out because, like, you know, if I didn't get this job that I got, there was a real possibility that I was going to end up with a role that meant that this live stream time would have to change. And I sort of sat down and realized we've been going live at this time on this channel for 6 years or so. So, you know, some of you have been here for all of that. You know, it's just, what have I got here? 4 mils, cool. All right. So what I want to do is I just want to move the stitches that I am going to be working over onto a DPN. Where is a end stopper that is not swear words? I need an end stopper that doesn't have swear words on it so that I can use them on camera so that my little stitches that are fine don't fall off. All right, I'm just double checking. Okay, I'm not going to need to move any of those. So pink llama, your job is to keep those safe. All right. Then we're going to move these guys. How many more? That's fine. I'm just double checking. Sorry guys, I do need to concentrate on just this little bit, just while I work out which stitches need fixing and which ones don't. That's how it's supposed to look. All right, that's. There's one little mistake there, but I think that's just a straight up look. You know what? Because we're fixing, we might as well make sure that gets added in. So we can fix that guy first, because he will stand out more down the track. All right, so there we go. Get those out of the way. We have to fix. Alrighty. Stitches in here. Everything else should be safe and out of the way. All right, we're just going to be messing with the stitches in this section and only for a little bit. So only one repeat really. So this one section here. You guys, I'm scared to do this on camera. Like this one, because I've got to go knits and pearls and pearls and knits. So that stitch is fine. Hang on, let's twist it around the wrong way. Let's untwist that so that the stitches are sitting next to each other how they should look. That one's fine. It's this next one. All right, so there's another stitch we can drop back over here because that one's fine. Alrighty. Then what do I need to do? That's good, that's good. Did I go too far? I don't know. Let me have a look. I'm all stressed out now. I'm all stressed. I can see some that definitely need fixing, but I'm like, where's that one that I wanted to fix? It's this one here. Alrighty. So he should be. Oh, hang on. Is it further over? It's further over. It's that one there. So it's 1, 2 more stitches. All right. Okay. So I need to get it a thing ready. And so it needs to be dropped down and then stockinette for 3 and then a pearl. Okay. Drop down, stockinette 1, 2, and 3. All right. In you go. And then 1, 2, and 3. And then bring that loop over. And then the pearl. And then I'm just going to lose the other stitches off the back there. I did my pearl backwards, which makes life harder for myself, which is silly. And then bring that back onto the needle. One stitch fixed. Oh, oh gosh. Far out. All right, that one can go. That one's fixed up. So that actually means that I can drop back a couple of extras because that was a rogue one. That's fine. Oh no, it was just that one. All right, now I've got to go back and work out. So I've got to do them one at a time. I know it's stressful. Oh my gosh. And because I don't want to drop them down and lose them. Oh, one thing I'll say is it didn't just go, which I was so worried about because some yarns are so slinky. If you breathe near them, they just ladder like crazy. This yarn, thank you Whisper for being such a good yarn. This yarn did not do it. Now I have to work out. So this one now, that's a pearl. They need to be all pearl. I think, and there's a knit in there. there one knit or two? I don't know. But if I drop it down to fix that pearl down there, it'll have to be sorted anyway. Okay. Oh my gosh. That was so stressful. I deserve some coffee after that. All right, next. Pearl, pearl, pearl. Let's have a look. Are you in the right spot? Are you a pearl? Yep, you're a pearl bump there. Okay, I need to come in from behind and bring the yarn over the top. Get that out of the way of there. There's so much going on in my hands here right now. Okay. Then I want to grab that one. Next one, not that one. This one. Pull that through. And then pull. I twisted it. Don't twist it. Pull that through. I think it's right. I think that's right. I think that's right. Yes. Next one completed. Okay. I am doing one stitch at a time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not great at doing repair work and it stresses me out. Did I, is that right? Or is it just a bit? There's one of the stitches I just did. I'm just trying to work out if it's right or if it's just a bit baggy. Or did I miss a loop? Oh, I've totally missed a loop. All right, hang on. I've got to drop it back down a little bit. I totally missed a loop. I'm looking at it like, what? Why does that look wrong? Oh, right, because there's totally a stitch missing. An entire stitch. Just gone. It's fine. All right, so get rid of that one. That one there first. No, from the back, because we're purling. Split the yarn. Try again. Try again without splitting the yarn. There we go. Isn't it amazing that when you actually pick up the right, like all the loops correctly, how much nicer it sits? So pearl, 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 pearl. It's a bit baggy, but it's repaired. I definitely prefer repairing knits than pearls. I can honestly tell you that right now. Okay, next one. Okay, my hook is in. Nope, my hook is out. Hook is back in. Okay. One. I know this is like some of you who are like amazing at this are probably just cringing right now. That are just like, oh my God, this is terrible to watch. This is the worst like stitch repairs in the nature in the history of stitch repairs. This is I'm not great at fixing my knitting, which was one of the reasons why I was just like, do I really want to do this? The answer is no, I don't want to, but I have to. All right. Let's see how it look. Oh, did I do that? Let me have a look here. Oh, it's a bit baggy, but the stitches are oriented correctly. It's just a bit tight in the one spot. That row there is correct. This one here is incorrect down there. Is that correct? Yeah, that's correct. All right. And I get to fix a new one this time, which is less stressful for me, which will be less of a train wreck for you to watch. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Come on, little. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, the last row is a purl row. So I've got a last row is a purl row. Come up, little stitch. Next. Holly says, don't worry. I'm not watching, I'm just listening. Thank you, Holly, because we all know that when people watch, we make more mistakes. Orient that stitch correctly. Alrighty, that one's good. Okay. This one. Is correct, I think. Pearl. Yep, it's just a bit baggy, but it's correct. This one. It's like every second one is incorrect. And that makes sense because it all jogged over by one and it's a 2x2 repeat. So that's okay. That's expected. This is not correct. This involves. Where's that knit stitch there? I don't know. We'll soon find out. We'll soon find out when the one next to it is repaired. Yeah, it's different people have got different strengths. My strength is not repairing my knitting. But sometimes things have to be done. Have I twisted that? I have a little here. Sometimes things have to be done and we don't like it. But as long as we go slow, and luckily this yarn makes it really easy. Laura Nelken is really amazing at repairing stitches. Watching her do stitch repairs is so encouraging. I mean, and I can sit down and I can repair mistakes in lace, and I can do it. It's just slow going because I'm like double checking everything because I'm like, oh my gosh, I made a mistake. Now I have to double check every part of my existence. Yeah, no, that one was right. And that's correct. And then that one's incorrect. So it looks like the mistake is there down at the bottom. So that's where the stitch marker moved. Just double checking that as we're doing more, the stitches are evening out, which they are. So this one needs to become knit stitches, except for the last stitch, which is a purl. um, Game Widow says, was concentrating on my own mishaps. My most used tool is my seam ripper. It's been Girl says the more you do, the easier it gets. Look, I don't enjoy repairing my knitting, so I do try to not make the mistakes if I can avoid it. One thing I do make sure I do, which I highly recommend, is I count how many I've gone down by, so that when I'm coming back up, oops, that one just came out. I've got to redo it. I get the right number of rows, because that's a big issue of mine, is actually not. Oh, that's. I'm gonna push it up there. All right, try that again. I split the loop. I don't like to split the loop. There we go. That's in the right spot. Pick up the pearl. It's hard to see as well with this extra tip in the way, but it is making life easier, if that makes sense. Jennifer says, I need help from you. What kind of help, Jennifer? What kind of help? Please don't say fixing your knitting. Because this is like, look, we all make mistakes and we all need to learn how to fix our mistakes. It's not my favorite part of the whole process, but knowing I can do it, like not enjoying it is one thing, but knowing I can do it is a bit of a relief. Like, you know, it means I can go in and fix the thing that's doing my branding. Now, in saying that, I will screw up. Like when I'm doing hats, I always mess up. It's like I cannot not mess up a knit pearl. So there's always a couple of pearl ridges where there shouldn't be, like 2 or 4 in every hat that I make. And do you know what? I leave them there now. That's my signature. So that's fine. They can stay there. But this sort of thing is a bit different. Alrighty, so that knit needs to become a pearl. So bring it down. So what's wrong with your knitting? What do you need help with? 3 and 4. And then pop it in the back and come over the top. 1. Did I just redo the knit stitch then somehow? I don't think so. Oh no! Oh no, little stitches! Where are you all? Just 3. I should put that on the bottom. And now I've lost my loop. Back to the bottom here. Sarah is there. Okay. Oh, once I fix this one up, I'll work out what I've just done. There's something else that's happened here. I'm having a panic attack. Give me a spiky one just to find my stitch. There it is. There you are, little stitch. I found you. Okay. Alrighty. I lost him again. Get back on there. Stop that. Okay. From the back. Sorry if my head's in the way, everybody. I just needed to get a bit closer with my eyes. Oh, I've missed one there. Hang on. I need to drop that back down. right. All right, that's not a stitch. That's the end of the yarn. So I don't have to paint out. That's only 2 more stitches. Okay. Well, if you guys are willing to hang out while I get these last 2 stitches done, we'll get them done. We'll get them done. Did I do that right? I think I did. I think I put the knit stitch back in. Okay, so that should be pearl and pearl. I did. I put the knit stitch back in at the start like an idiot. Try again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alrighty. I think what it was, it actually just didn't drop down far enough to fix the initial one. Alrighty, you are the first strand. You are the second. Hang on a second. You are the next strand. Then you are the next strand. And you are the next strand. And you are the last strand. Oh no, I did them in the wrong order. Or did I? No, that one. And then this one. And get that on a needle so I can reorient it. Okay, that's done. And that one's right. And then this one, I've got to actually, I'm going to have to look right into that one. That one's the one that was in the wrong spot. So it's probably, oh, it needs a pearl there and then knits the rest. Okay. 2, 3, 4. And then the 5th one should be the pearl. Pearl. And then 3 knits. 1, 2, and 3. And then a pearl for the last one. It's all done. It's all fixed. I'm so relieved. Oh. And everything's ending on a pearl. Yes. We've got the. Okay. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Stress Knitting with Chantelle. that was terrible. That's 0 stars. Do not recommend. Oh dear. All right. Goodness me. That's done. That's done. I just gotta knit across that row and then I'm back into the pattern again. But oh, sorry, Talia. Oh, thank you all for hanging out. I know that was like probably the most boring YouTube in the entire existence of YouTube. But I very much appreciate you hanging in there while I fixed this. It's fixed now. I'm ready to keep moving on and go forward. I very much appreciate you hanging out for this. And I will see you all here next week. Go and have some lunch or some dinner or whatever it is. And I'll catch you all next time. Bye now.